Okay, in this video I just wanted to make one quick point about these rigid bodies in here, and that is whether I'm working in Blender Render or the game engine or another game engine, it's always pretty much about the same thing. Anytime you're working with these new physics engines, which we are really lucky to have these days, sometimes it's trial and error. Sometimes it's the way you design your mesh. One of the most important things here, I have this rigid body, this little hook that I'm trying to wrap around, this torus I'm trying to wrap around this hook. So what I found is from working in other projects over time, things really matter. How smooth your mesh is at times. Well, this mesh is not only odd shaped, but it's not very smooth. If we went and looked in detail, it's not a very smooth mesh at all. So that can matter. Then the type of bounds, like in here where I have my collision, I have this set up as a mesh. You certainly don't want to use a box or a cone or something for that, but you usually mesh or convex hull will do okay. And then the same with this here. And then the size and the shape, and you applying your rotation and your scale. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It's pretty, and even when you're working in the game engine, you've seen how if you're working in Blender Game, and if this was a rigid body in the Blender game engine, which it's not, then you also have this radius to deal with for, whoops, you can see this radius of 1 meter. Where is it for this guy here? Well, I don't know, where is my radius? Oh, I got to turn it into a rigid body in there as well. So then my radius, there, that factors into the collision, but that's different from within Blender Render. In fact, I'll show you real quick. Let's just see. I mean, in the game engine, this isn't going to work, but see if you'd have to press P to make it work in here, but none of those others are set as objects. So, but within Blender Render, if I try and run it with Alt A, which is how you run the physics simulation, let's see if it. So it's trying to hang on. Let's see. So even for me, it's a lot of experimentation sometimes just to get it right. It's not automatic. But the cleaner the meshes are, that really helps. And I mean, you can imagine the calculations that have to be done on this for this torus to try and collide with this odd-shaped object, and to know where it's supposed to go. It's no small challenge on the programmer's part who wrote it, I assure you. So sometimes you have to fake it a little bit and make other objects, and maybe make this a fake object that doesn't have a rigid body that appears to be attached while something else is swinging. And so I just wanted to let you know that it's not really straightforward. Even if you follow my playlists on rigid bodies, it's not automatic on this kind of stuff. Alright, well that's it for now. I'll see you in the next video.